So anyways, the first thing is delusional. All right? So the thing is that is success determined by the craziest ideas? I think so. I mean, this man right here, considered probably one of the craziest people out there. All right? His ideas weren't quite really accepted by his community around him. And so you've got to understand that, in my opinion, and in probably what you guys got to think about is like, as an entrepreneur, being delusional is kind of normal. So facts about being delusional or being an entrepreneur really depends on how you want to look at it. First thing is this: 70% of small businesses are ran by one-man shows or one-woman shows. We don't have employees, all of us. We are everything. We're the person training so-and-so, and we're also the person cleaning up the puke. We're the person that's doing this, and we're the person cleaning up the toilets. And that's just a fact. No one tells you that when you first start your business. You just get like, oh, start your business, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be glorious. You gotta clean the toilets too. like no one tells you that stuff. Like, people forget that. 50% of businesses go out of business in the first 5 years. Now, the old cliche belief that 90 to 95% of businesses fail in the first 2 years is actually false 100%. Look it up, all right? Google it, all right? First 5 years, 50% of businesses, boom, done. All small businesses in 2009 were going bankrupt every 8 minutes. This is during the recession. Every 8 minutes. Why the hell are you opening a business up? Seriously. Only 2% of small businesses are franchises. All right, most of them are going to be more of your home-based kind of stuff, where it's like your multi-level marketing or network marketing, that kind of stuff. But the thing is that not everyone is joining the whole franchise movement. And approximately 543,000 new businesses are starting every single month. That's 500,000 businesses starting up that are waiting to put you out of business. They don't care what you think. There's a kid coming up with an app that's ready to actually probably put us out of business for martial arts, for fitness, for whatever it is. Seriously. They're sitting in their garage coming up with something better than what we're doing. What are you doing differently? In 2013, 52% of companies found their new customers on Facebook. Had you asked me this in 2008, 2009, I would have laughed in your face. I would have said, you're an idiot, it's all about SEO. Seriously. But the thing is that Facebook has really revolutionized this. I bet this number right here is probably closer to 60 to 70%, maybe 75%. No joke. So if you are not on Facebook, literally get on the bandwagon. Seriously, if you can't figure it out, you figured out how to drive, right? So you can figure out how to use Facebook. There's plenty of videos out there. The average revenue for small businesses is $44,000. I'm sorry to say this, but I got into business to help people, but to make money as well too. Because I can't feed myself, I can't feed my family, I can't provide for my community if I'm not actually making money. Okay, we all talk about helping our community out. Yes, I 100% agree with that. But if you can't generate something to help out the community, your message will not be shared. It doesn't matter how amazing your message is, because look at it this way. Your landlord doesn't care how great you're helping people out. They still want rent on the first of the month. It's just what it is. So what does delusional mean? So the actual fact or meaning of delusional. It's a false idea or belief that is caused by mental illness. So in essence, we're basically all delusional. I mean, think about this. We all flew out to Las Vegas to sit in this room with a bunch of other delusional people, all thinking the same delusional concepts, right? Think about that. I mean, that's all of us. So here are some of my delusional goals. First one, when I was a kid, I've been training martial arts since I was 10, like I said before. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a world champion fighter. All right, so I started competing in martial arts around 14, 15 years old. And I sucked, all right? I was good in my dojo. I kicked everyone's ass all the time. You get into the open market, open circuit, where you're chasing other people that are like ringers, and they know what they're doing, man, they work you, all right? And the thing, like what Rob was saying, is like, you know if you have an edge or if you don't have an edge. And I knew that I did, but I wasn't all there prepared for it. So what did I start doing? I started working. I mean, I started putting in the time in the training. I mean, I remember coming to tournaments after and not winning and crying. It sucked. But the thing is, I used that as fuel for me to get to where I ended up being. In 2001, I actually won a world title. I was one of the best fighters in the world. I was getting chased by a sponsor at one point, where I could have been competing on one of the best sponsors in the nation. And it was a great opportunity. It was a team that actually competed against Paul Mitchell. It was Team Elite. And so the thing is that, those opportunities came up, but I lost it, I squandered it. And it's not that I made a bad decision, it's just, it wasn't my time, it wasn't my moment. The next one is running a successful business. That was one of my goals since I was 14 years old. I went to college to do this. I literally got a degree in entrepreneurship, got kicked out of college because I partied too much. So seriously, got kicked out of college, got my stuff back together, and figured out that I gotta get this really going. And graduated. I graduated like a 2.2 or something like that. It was horrible, but you know what? I got a little piece of paper for it. I graduated. But now, where I'm at, when I opened my business in 2008, the recession was official in 2008 of September. My business opened in August. Yeah, it sucked, man. It sucked, okay? I put my location in a anchor store. So that means like next to a Safeway, right? And I was expecting to get foot traffic. So I paid the extra high rent for my marketing to help me get there, right? And literally businesses were closing left and right. I was like, what the hell? But you know what? I signed a 5-year lease and I had no choice but to succeed. None. I put a personal guarantee. Because if you guys know what that means that if you go out of business, you're guaranteeing that you're gonna pay whatever that lease says. 100%. They will chase you down until you die. It sucks. Another one was getting a Spartan trifecta. So it's thank you. But it was one of those goals that, I kind of dabbled in some of the obstacle course races and it was fun. And then one day I was laying in bed with my wife and I was just talking to her and I was like, you know what? I want to get a trifecta. And she kind of looked at me all crazy. And she's like, what? I was like, I want to get a Spartan trifecta. She's like, that is awesome. You can do it by yourself. Dead serious. And I was like, what? Like, you did all these other races. She's like, I'm not doing that. And I was like, all right, fine. So anyways, what I do is I did the first one in Colorado, but the other ones were out of state because there wasn't any beasts. So I did the stupid thing. I went to Vermont in 2014 and flippin' did Mount Killington, which was the hardest course at that time in the world. All right, 16 and a half miles, 9 hours later, and I was determined to get off that mountain. It sucked. It was the hardest thing that I've ever physically done. All right, my tournaments were shorter than that. They were 2-minute matches. 8 hours later, yeah. The next one is being a millionaire. And you might be thinking, is it really all about money? No, it's about having the opportunity and the freedom to make choices that you want to make in your own life. My goal is to be a millionaire, and I told her that. The thing is that, excuse me, the thing is that being a millionaire isn't necessarily about the status, it's about having that opportunity and that freedom, if you will. So let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys know what the top 1%ers in the country are earning? Top 1%er. The minimum amount, whatever you consider as a 1%, what's the minimum amount?
Like what they're earning or what they're worth?
No. They're like, to be a top 1%er in the country, what do you have to be making to be a top 1%?
It's like $250,000.
Close, it's actually $400,000. That is it, to be a top 1% earner. That's it. People think about being a millionaire is that you have to be making millions of dollars. No, that's net worth. Think about it in a bigger way. If you are thinking about just how to get to that next level, that next stage, you're gonna be able to become a millionaire if you set yourself up correctly. So, do you guys know that Malcolm Phelps is a little delusional as well too? I'm dead serious. This guy spends time visualizing, dreaming, and seeing time of what he wants to see his success to look like. Does anyone in here spend time 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes a day of visualizing what their future is going to be? Nick does, yeah. Not all of us do this. You need to do it. And I'm talking about daydreaming. Like, what would it be like if I was able to get these many clients? What would it be like if I was able to go sit on the beach drinking margaritas and still be able to get these many clients coming in? Daydream. So Michael Phelps, pretty cool thing. You guys know his routine? So this is his routine. So I watched the Olympics like day in and day out when it was going on. Before he gets onto the actual platform, he sits there, he puts his right leg, I'm dead serious in all this, puts his right leg on the block, left leg is on a towel, and he's looking to his right. He's just sitting there, looking. And he's visualizing. He's seeing what the race is gonna look like. He sees exactly what every stroke is gonna be like. He knows what he's gonna be doing, everything. He's visualizing, he's winning, right? Next thing you know is that whenever they get on the blocks, he gets in the blocks. He kind of sits there, he adjusts his cap, he adjusts his goggles, and then from there he just kind of sits there. And then it says take a position, he does his famous 2.5 slaps, right? And then boom, in the pool, right? So he's in the pool. This is actually a race in Beijing, all right? He's in a pool swing, doing his butterfly. That is what he was designed for. That was his DNA, all right? He was designed for the butterfly. So he's doing his thing, right? Hits the wall, is coming back. All of a sudden, water is gushing into his goggles. Guess what? He can't see anything. Couldn't see the clock, couldn't see what was around him. But this is what he did, is that since he was 15 years old, his coach told him to start visualizing what a race is supposed to look like every single moment. And so what he did is he just did that. He didn't care about what he saw because he already saw it before. He did it. So next thing you know, he knew how many strokes it took to get to the end of the pool. It was between 18 and 19 strokes. So he's on 16, 17, 18, nothing. Big one, 19, hits the wall. Looks up, doesn't see anything, takes his goggles off, looks at the wall, W, R, didn't see anything. And that's what visualization is. Here's the next thing, is that why is being delusional necessary? You guys know who this guy is? He came up with this novel concept of having parcels delivered overnight, also known as FedEx. He almost got kicked out of college because it was a stupid idea. You guys know who this guy is? This guy right here came up with all sorts of other products known as Virgin Cola, Virgin Vodka, Virgin Bride Gown, which is kind of ironic and oxymoronish, you know? This is Richard Branson, who's probably the most successful entrepreneur that a lot of us all relate to and be like, man, that's so cool. You have Virgin Mobile, you got Virgin Airlines. Did you see all the other crap he came up with? Yeah, they're not successful. But he weeded through those things. This guy right here, Dyson, or also known as Sir James Dyson. 15 years, 5,126 prototypes. Can you imagine that conversation with your wife? Seriously, can you imagine that conversation? It's the worst conversation possible. Like, no, this one's gonna work, babe, trust me. But look, crazy. So how to be a successful delusional person? First thing is, my opinion is that you gotta have tenacity. The reason that I love Spartan races, it tests your tenacity to the bone, all right? Like, it's literally, you're at the top and you're like, I gotta get down. I remember doing the race in Vermont and basically getting at the very top and having cramps. Never had cramps in my entire life. And I was like, I can't physically move. Literally cannot move. And it sucked, but it tested my tenacity. Next thing is you gotta have memory loss and optimism, okay? You ever hear about quarterbacks whenever they throw an interception, people say, well, that quarterback needs to forget what just happened because he needs to go back and throw a touchdown. That is the idea. See, the thing is that life in business is like the UFC. How many UFC fighters are undefeated? Exactly my point. That is life and that is business. You've got to approach it undefeated is non-existent. You're going to lose. It's just what it is. It's about what the hell you're gonna do after you lose. So you gotta be looking forward to failure. I know this may sound a little weird, but I actually look forward to failure. All right, I'm all about it. I take it, I embrace it, I'm like, hell yeah, because I'm gonna get something out of this. I'm gonna get stronger, I'm gonna get smarter, I'm gonna be more resilient. Okay, all these things. And so, does anyone in here know who Gary Vaynerchuk is? Yeah. He's a little popular, very controversial, okay? A lot of people like him. Some people think he's the biggest you know what. But the thing is that he's got a saying here that he's designed to take punches to the face. His business and his model and him, his DNA, is designed to take punches to the face. All right? But the thing is that when he gets knocked down, his thing is that he says, I'll get up, I'll wipe the blood off my face, I'll spit up my tooth, and I'll look at you and be like, bitch, what down? I mean, for me, if I was facing somebody like that in a tournament after I hit you so hard and you got back up and you said that to me, I'd be a little scared myself. I'm dead serious. And so that's the approach that you gotta have when it comes to business.